Gary Bettman, thank you so much for being here. I mean, I can only imagine how much went into making that decision to go straight to the postseason with an expanded field instead of finishing off the regular season. So let's begin there, Commissioner Bettman. Why did you decide that was the best way for your league to return, assuming it does return?
Well, we actually have spent the last 2.5 months examining every alternative because not knowing exactly what was going to be going on, we wanted to make sure that we could adapt to whatever the situation was, and we knew we had to be flexible. Our competitive balance is so extraordinary. Our races for the playoffs go down to the last few games of the regular season, that we had a number of teams that were on the bubble, and we didn't think it was fair to just use the standings as of March 12th when we took the pause. So the view was come up with a framework that made sense, that was fair, that had integrity, and that would justify winning the Stanley Cup.
It's hard to make everybody happy, but what's been the reaction from around the league?
If you, depending on what team you either are affiliated with or you root for, you can find something in the overall plan that you would prefer be done differently. But overall, the reaction is that this has been fair. This makes a lot of sense. And, you know, it was important to our fans. We've been hearing it overwhelmingly that we complete the season. And it was equally important to our players. And so we had an incredibly collaborative, cooperative effort to get to this point, focusing on all of the issues that had to be addressed.
I'm fascinated to hear how it's going to play out with the 2 hub cities that would harbor these teams. Again, 10 cities under consideration, 7 in the U.S., 3 in Canada. So what will that process be, Commissioner Bettman, in finding the 2 cities that can provide the safest, the most efficient environment for all 24 teams?
Well, that's actually the question that we'll answer at the time we make the decision. We went through all of our teams. We knew we needed to be in one of our buildings because we could be playing as many as 3 games a day, and only an NHL building could really accommodate us that way. And all of the cities that have been named, and maybe there are even a couple of others that could creep in, are capable of doing it logistically. However, we don't want to go to a place where there's an issue with an outbreak of COVID-19, a spike, and we want to be in a place where there can be ample testing because our players are going to have to be tested, if not every day, at least every other day, and we want to be in a place where we can make sure that we can do that testing without interfering with the medical needs of the community. We're being told, by the way, by the summer, there should be enough testing that the amount we need shouldn't be an issue. But having said that, there's no reason to make the decision now. There wouldn't be a reason to just focus on 1 or 2 particular cities because you got to see what the world's going to be like. This is a decision we'll have to make in 3 weeks, give or take. And at that point, we can do a better assessment of which of these cities would be the best situation to make sure that our players, our teams, and their traveling parties and the community itself would be best from a safety and health standpoint.
Yeah, you mentioned the testing. So what happens when, not if, but when there is a positive COVID test? As of now, how do you expect to be able to handle that?
That's going to be in the judgment of the medical people that are giving us advice. What we're hearing, and there are a lot of medical experts that we consult and weigh in with, we're hearing that if you have 1 test, you quarantine that player and you're not done. If there's multiple tests and an outbreak, that's a different story. But that's a judgment that the doctors are going to be telling us, and the health people from the community that we're in terms of what will be appropriate. That won't be a call that we'll make. We're going to leave that to the experts.
And obviously, everything changes day to day. Commissioner Bettman, and we are thrilled to have the news to report that we began reporting yesterday that, hey, you're on the track. We're getting closer to a return. Thank you for joining us here on SportsCenter, and good luck getting all of this worked out.
Thank you for having me. Be safe and be healthy.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.